You're listening to The Lyndia Grant Show. Think on these things with Lyndia Grant.
Well, good evening, Radio 1 listeners. Thank you for tuning in to The Lyndia Grant Show. It is July. We've been on vacation a couple of weeks. I hope you enjoyed my reruns, the Clark sisters, and I also always like to put on Shirley Caesar. But we're back live this week. We're going to have our own Dr. Julianne Malvo talk about politics. And then we're going to hear from Children's Legacy Theater, a young lady who is one of the managers over there. Her name is Princess Best, talking about the Marion Barry Summer Youth Program that the kids are getting paid and they're putting on a play. So we'll hear about that in the second half. Let's go to Dr. Julianne Malvo so she can talk to us about 10 minutes about politics. Dr. Julianne, how are you today?
I'm good, my sister Lyndia. It's good to be with you. And of course, as always, there's so much going on.
Yes.
Part of it is, of course, this person who lives in the house that enslaved people built is celebrating the fact that he has gone 6 months. He's been the president for 6 months, and he is just celebrating. He's celebrating the fact that he's kicked people off of Medicaid. Now, it doesn't kick in uh, just yet. It'll kick in. He's celebrating the fact that there's food uh, insufficiency. Matter of fact, he's celebrating the fact that there was about $800,000 worth of food that was to be distributed in needy areas, and they let it sit there so long that they had to destroy it. $800,000 worth of food, about more than 50,000 meals for needy people. They just destroyed it. This is what we're dealing with in terms of this administration. But I call him the dystopian detractor, the dystopian detractor, because he's trying to distract us from all the wrong he's done. He said he came in for inflation. Inflation is up, by the way. Beef prices are up about 10%, but other prices are up as well. He said that he came in to manage immigration, and we see the disaster that has occurred with immigration. But he also said that he was going to get to the bottom of the Jeffrey Epstein situation. Has he done that? No. What he's done instead is trying to throw everybody under the bus, including Dr. Martin Luther King. So now he wants to open up the King files. It's over 270,000 pages of records on Dr. King because, as we all know, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was a special target of J. Edgar Hoover's ire. And so he wants to unleash all that. Bernice King has said, leave my daddy alone, as many others have said. We all know that Dr. King was not a perfect human being. He was a perfect role model, mentor, and leader. But yes, he had his issues, you know, and we know that. But you can't get away from Jeffrey Epstein by throwing Dr. King under the bus. But that's what he's attempting to do. And so here we have it. I'm outraged. I think everybody is outraged, but it is what it is. Now, speaking of outrage, let's talk for a minute about gerrymandering in Texas. What Texas is attempting to do, usually you redraw congressional districts every 10 years. Every 10 years, as population shifts, you basically, some states gain congressional seats, some lose them. But they want to do it in Texas right now. They had a session on Tuesday, and they want to do it right now, like right this minute.
They are
in creating new congressional seats that will give Republicans the balance of power. They already own the House of Representatives, but they'll give them more. It would give them more. And so there we have it. This is just a bold overreach, but everything this man has been doing has been a bold overreach. This is called gerrymandering at its worst, but this is called that man, at his best. He does whatever. And part of the thing is he creates distraction. He keeps a lot of mess up, and then he often retreats. He now has some new tariffs that he wants to impose on copper. Um, and that's going to have an impact on the economy. But as I said, we already are seeing um, increase in inflation, among other things, and the immigration situation is not going to get any better. Brazil is getting a coffee tariff, which everybody who drinks coffee, I don't, but many of us do. Some people, it's part of their morning ritual. And what that means is that people are going to be paying more for a cup of coffee. Again, inflationary. And he doesn't seem to really have an issue with that. Now, um, when we look at what else is going on, Congress is trying to get out. I think they may be out this week. They usually take the month of August off, so they may just be taking a few extra days. But there are all these things that need to be done. And basically, what they're saying is, well, oh, well, we'll wait until September. So the economy, the immigration, everything that's going on will be held until September. And this is typically Trumpian, although he wants them to stay because he wants to do some more damage, to basically our law and public policy. So he's asked them to stay, but many of them are not willing or able to stay. And there we have it.
Mm-hmm.
July is Minority Mental Health Awareness Month. It's named after B.B. Moore Campbell. Many of us knew her. She was a dear friend of mine and of many African American women. She wrote a book, 72-Hour Hold, about her daughter who experienced mental health challenges. And the month is, many are doing workshops and conversations about it. I had the opportunity to interview a woman, Stephanie Robinson, who is with a minority mental health organization. And it's just something, I don't have anything to say about it, folks, except to lift it up. We have health insurance, which is, of course, is dwindling. In our health insurance, we have two things that are often ignored. One is dental health. We've seen a young man in Maryland, as an example, die from a dental abscess. And we've had mental health often ignored. Many people don't want to go to their mental health providers because they don't want their bosses to know that they have mental health problems. So here we are, and we just need to lift this month up, lift BB up. She did not have a mental health issue, but she had a daughter who did, and she made her untimely departure from this earth when she was not yet 60 years old. And speaking of untimely departures, can we talk for a minute about Malcolm Jamal Warner?
Yes, yes.
I mean,
So
brother
sad.
man, he Theo, but he said
Uh-huh.
he was more than Theo. He was a great guy. I knew him peripherally, had dinner with him a couple of times. That was a blessing. He was swimming in the Costa Rica, got pulled into a riptide and died and made his
Mm,
transition at 54 years old. What I do want to say about that is that we need to talk about swimming and swimming awareness and all of that because, well, obviously he was a skilled swimmer, but there are many who say he didn't have to go out that way.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There could have, and I think that this time of year for Black people, too many of our young people can't swim, but they want to be in the water, or when they can swim, don't have the safety guides that they need to have. I'm not saying that any of that happened with Malcolm Jamal Warner. I'm simply saying that as we see this brother making his transition with such a stellar career and such a lovely man, as we see this, we should also say at some level, what can we learn from this? Anytime someone makes that transition, we have to ask exactly what is it that we can learn. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so I am happy that he had led a full life, had a daughter and a wife, was very protective of his privacy.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes, it was.
there's some other celebrities who might want to take a page out of that book. But basically, rest in power, my brother. We appreciate him. We care about him. Now,
Mm-hmm.
the fool in the house that enslaved people built, the fool in the house that enslaved people built
One
has really,
minute. 1 minute.
Okay, yes, ma'am. But wild. Now he has pictures of President Obama being arrested.
Yes,
This is
I
all
heard.
artificial intelligence. He made it up, but he makes everything up. We must be protective of the legacy of President Obama. We must be protective of our rights and our rights. And with the cuts that we're seeing, the many cuts that we're seeing, we know that this is just people need to step up, step out, show out. A lot of folks, it's August, coming in August when everybody in DC is asleep. This is not the time to be asleep, people.
Mm-mm.
This is the time simply to fight, to resist, because when they come for someone else in the morning, like an immigrant, they're gonna come for the rest of us at night. That's what
Yes.
Jimmy Baldwin said. If they come for you in the morning, they will come for the rest of us at night. So we need to be careful.
All right.
That's it for me today, Lyndia. I have more, but you told me 1 minute, so I'm
Thank you, Dr. Julian.
it.
We appreciate you so much, and we'll talk back to you next week. We'll go to our commercial break, and we'll be back in a moment.
If it wasn't for my care coach at AmeriHealth, I probably wouldn't be so healthy right now. As a man, you know we don't get checkups or see a doctor regularly anyways. It's probably just a man thing because none of my partners go either. We know we should, but we just don't, and hope it works out.
So what changed for you?
AmeriHealth assigned me a care coach, somebody that gives one-on-one help, answer questions, explain things, and help set my appointments. She also helped me understand what having high blood pressure really means and ways to manage it so it doesn't kill me. It ain't nothing to play with. If you're a member of AmeriHealth, ask for a care coach. I'm glad I got mine.
At AmeriHealth, if you need a care coach, you can have one. Just call us at 1-877-759-6224 to get connected. 1-877-759-6224. This program is funded in part by the government of the District of Columbia Department of Healthcare Finance. Mayor Muriel Bowser.
Washington Informer religion columnist Lyndia Grant.
Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat on a segregated Montgomery bus. In lectures on brotherhood, Ms. Parks often said, "People always say that I didn't give up my seat because I was tired." But that wasn't true. I was not tired physically. I was not old. I was 42. No, the only tired I was tired of giving in. Driven out of Montgomery by harassment and death threats, Detroit, Michigan became her new home. Rosa Parks will always be remembered as the mother of the civil rights movement. Raised in the AME church, she once said, "I remember finding such comfort and peace while reading the Bible."
Read more in the religion column of the Washington Informer, an award-winning African-American newspaper. We don't report crime or gossip, just positive news. Pick up the Washington Informer or visit us online at washingtoninformer.com. Call 202-561-4100 for more information.
This is Frank Smith with the African American Civil War Museum in Washington, D.C., located at 1925 Vermont Avenue Northwest on the Green Line. Did you know that a recent study found that children who visit museums do better in school and in life than children who do not? So parents, teachers, and preachers, let's get moving. I promise you, if you bring your children to the African American Civil War Museum, they will be inspired by the images that they see. They will be impressed by our living history reenactors who are always available, and they will be involved in our scavenger hunt that takes them throughout our exhibit. That's the African American Civil War Museum, 1925 Vermont Avenue. Our hours are 10 to 6:30 on weekdays, 12 to 4 on Saturdays and Sundays. See it, be inspired.
And we are back. You're listening to the Lyndia Grant Show. We're now getting ready to talk to our second guest today. I'm so excited to have them back again. They just did a big show at the Kennedy Center. So now they have a program called this Children's Legacy Theater in Southeast Washington, D.C. They are presenting the 10-Minute Play Festival. 10-Minute Play Festival. And it's called Redemption Beneath the Surface. It's going to be the title of this. And it's being done by the Hill Assist, which is Princess Best. She is the operations director. And CLT actor Ayanna Moore. She is a 15-actor CLT. She's going to be joining us shortly. Right now, we're going to talk to Princess Bess, but I want to say that Children's Legacy Theater is run by Jackie Carter. She is the CEO, and she said about this program, these stories come straight from the hearts and minds of our youth. And it's also a part of the Marion Barry Summer Youth Employment Program. And participants receive training, writing, acting, directing, marketing, technical design, media production, and choreography. So let's talk to Princess Bess so she can tell us a little bit more about it. I just wanted to give you an overview. Princess?
Hey, how are you? Thank you so much for having us, Lyndia. We're really excited about our 10-minute play festival coming up. You are correct. It is part of the legacy of Marion Barry's Summer Youth Employment Program. The youth have been working for about 4 or 5 weeks, and we're going into our technical rehearsals. And so we're really excited because this is all youth led, all youth run, and that is one of the main things that Children's Legacy Theater stands on, is being able to create a safe space for youth in wards 7 and 8 to be able to devise short plays and really speak to their story and use their voices in a way and give them a safe medium. As the summertime hits, one of the biggest things is teenagers being able to have things for them to be able to do with their time. And so Children's Legacy Theater has been doing festivals and theater for years with our young people. And they get from front of the house to the back of the house, they get training. And then they are the leaders of the charge, which is what we want, so that they
Mm-hmm.
can take care of us as we go forward.
Mm-hmm.
So what we can expect is we've got 3 10-minute plays by our youth playwrights. The first one is called The Fire Inside. The second one is called Red in the Living Room. And the last one is called Oceans Without Hope. We came up with they came up with the theme Beneath the Surface and Redemption, because we had a lot of conversations with our playwrights around teen mental health, and what they were actually going through. They spoke on topics like adultism and about a lot of adults not really validating that the things that they experience are actually real.
Mm-hmm.
You know how in the old school families, they say, "Ah, you young, you ain't going through nothing. Live a little," And
Mm-hmm.
our youth are stepping back and they're saying, "No, we are going through things. We actually do have. We're trying to process our feelings, and we're trying to figure out, where do we do that? Where's a safe space to do that? Where can I speak up without being seen as disrespectful? Where can I say, hey, this doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel safe. Where can I have a space to say, well, you know what? I do, I'm going through something. I need a moment. I need to take a break." And so in having those conversations, this is how the theme came about looking at our teens beneath the surface, right? Beneath just what you see, but actually looking at what's going on inside. So within our 10-minute plays, we're going to be looking at topics like adoption and foster care and the abuse that goes on in the foster care system, unfortunately for some, right? And
Mm-hmm.
particularly
Mm-hmm.
with DC youth, right? We're
Yes.
also going to be looking at confidence issues, people being able to speak up for themselves and knowing that they have a voice. We're looking at bullying and how to respond to that, not just cyberbullying, but in person bullying, and how to actually navigate that, and where the root causes of those things come from.
Mm-hmm.
And then also parental neglect, and things like that. And so these were things that our youth brought up as some of the major impacting issues, along with drug abuse, and gang violence, gun violence, things of that nature.
Well, Princess, I just want to say you are so articulate and you speak so well. And I'm so excited about this presentation you all have coming up. So you are going to be actually in the plays, or you working behind the scenes?
So I'm working everywhere. So me and Jackie go back really far. So I work wherever. So I've worked with the playwrights. I have worked with the props and set. I've worked with all around kind of kind of moving
Uh-huh.
around because, when you're a person in the theater, you've got to always be ready. And that's one of the
That's
things
right.
that we teach the youth, that, today we've got we got some actors out, we got
Mm-hmm.
understudies in. So kind of kind of moving all around
Mm-hmm.
in that vein. And so the youth, they pick an area where they'd like to land.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say, for instance, our playwright started out in the playwriting section, right? But
Mm-hmm.
once the plays are done and executed, unless the playwright is also directing their play, then they move over to our marketing department.
Mm-hmm.
So that way now the play is done, the vehicle has started, and now they cross train and they come over to marketing to learn all of the background of how to promote it, to engage people, to speak on radio interviews, to go out into communities and to engage, how to copy press releases. We were just doing that yesterday. It's so interesting. Sometimes as adults, we think, well, we've taught something to young people that they may have seen us do, but they may not know,
Mm-hmm.
and we just
Mm-hmm.
assume. And I had an epiphany yesterday at the library with some of our youth, and I was like, hey, and we were running the press releases, and I was like, hey, do y'all know how to do double-sided copies? Something very like that I would think
Simple.
is like
Mm-hmm.
that simple, right? And a lot of the youth did not know, exactly how to do it. So it was a great teachable moment of
Mm-hmm.
like, perfect. So that way they know, okay, when they're running and directing their own shows, long after they've left Children's Legacy Theater, it's like, oh, I know how to do the front of the house. I know how to do the back of the house, which is
I
really
know
exciting.
that's right. But well,
Hmm.
you know what, Princess? Tell people about Bard High School, where it's going to be held, and
Yes.
the address, the date and time, and how they can get tickets.
Absolutely. So it is going to be at Bard High School, Early College, and that is located at 1351 Alabama Avenue, Southeast DC. It's right across from the Congress Heights Metro. So it will not stop you. You can get right here because it is metro accessible. It starts at 5 o'clock p.m. and it's going to be on August 1st. And so we're really excited about that. So we're wanting folks to come down. And so you can get tickets here. So you can follow us at Children's Legacy Theater, the number 8.org. Again, that's Children's Legacy Theater, and that's RE, theater with an RE, the
Mm-hmm.
number 8.org. So if you go onto our website, you'll be able to get tickets, and we're taking donations as well.
Will they be able to pay at the door?
I believe they will be able to pay to pay at the door. Well, we try to prepare for folks coming. But yes,
Yes. So
and
so
I'll
you
make sure
can
that
know how many you're preparing for.
yes,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
Well, I
Yeah, so
tell
we're
you,
we're excited.
yes, it sounds like it. It sounds like it. And so you have three plays that you're going to do that day on August the 1st.
Yes, we have three plays that we're going to do that day, and then we also have some youth who are dancing
Mm-hmm.
in the production. So it's a full on production. So we'll have dancers, drummers. We'll have the play. And what's really exciting is that each of the playwrights, because it's so connected to them, they will get to speak on their productions,
Mm-hmm.
to just give you some insight. So it's kind of like how when they do behind the music, but it's kind of behind the play. So
Mm-hmm.
giving you an idea of that, but each piece really reflects the real life experiences of today's teens. So
Mm-hmm.
they're going to speak directly from the heart of that.
And approximately how many kids are involved in each show?
So let's see. In total, I think we started out maybe about 80 youth.
Mm-hmm.
And so probably, but in each production, there are different youth assigned to a play. So we will have a set of actors. So you could have anywhere from about 5 to 10 actors, depending on how big the cast is.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have in our props and stage crew right now, I think we have about 6 to 8. On sound and lighting, we have about the same, about 6 to 8, and in marketing, same. So we got a and in costume design as well. So
And so
Yeah, we got.
these are all summer jobs, or just some of them are?
No, they're all summer jobs. So every one of our youth who is registered with the Marion Barry Summer Youth Employment Program, they all are. This is a job. They are
Oh
getting
my
paid
goodness, that is
for the
bravo,
yeah,
bravo.
and
You deserve a
and
hand clap.
let's listen. That's double legacy, right? Because that's children's legacy, but
Yes,
that's also Marion Barry's legacy because his vision was for there to be an outlet for young people, and he was like, if young people are working in the summer, we will see a lesser rate of crime.
exactly.
We'll see, and so we see that. So we got about, like I said, we got about 60 to 80 in house, and
Uh-huh.
so those 60 to 80 are in here working.
I know that's right. Well, I just want to let the listeners know I love Marion Barry. When I had my office on Georgia Avenue, I hosted him there. My company did. We did a walkthrough with him on Georgia Avenue. He was in the parade every year. And he was on my radio show. I've been on here for
Oh,
15 years, and he had just gotten out of the hospital. And he said he wasn't letting nobody else talk to him but me. And I was so
oh,
thrilled.
I know that's right. That sound like
That was
indeed.
him. Yes,
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 indeed.
yes. So I am
And
always. Mm-hmm.
I just got a ticket link. I'm sorry, I forgot. We do have the ticket links on the Eventbrite website.
Uh-huh.
If you go to eventbrite.com, it is the 10th annual 10-minute play festival.
Okay.
So the tickets are available on Eventbrite, and I'll make sure I get that link over to you. But
Okay.
yes, they can also get them. They can get them on our website, but they can also get them on Eventbrite.
All right. Well, this show is going to air on Friday, but we'll be promoting it, and we can send the link out when we post the show later today. So send that
Perfect.
over to me.
Sounds
All
great.
right. Well,
Sounds
I
great.
think that just about does it for our time. And I just want to encourage everyone to come out to BARD, BARD, BARD High School, Early College, DC, located at 1351 Alabama Avenue, Southeast, Washington, DC. It's going to be from 5 to 7 p.m. on August 1st, 2025. Tickets are only $10. You can pay in advance by going to Eventbrite. There's going to be a link. And you can also go to Children's Legacy Theater website and purchase your ticket. Princess can tell you again when they go to the website how they're supposed to get that.
Yes, so you go to Children's Legacy Theater, and that's theater with an RE instead of ER, the number 8.org. Log on to the website, and right on our homepage, you can purchase tickets there as well.
All right. Well,
And
that goes.
also,
Go
they can
ahead.
follow us. Yeah, they can follow us on all of our socials, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. All of them are Children's Legacy Theater with an RE, Children's
Mm-hmm.
Legacy Theater with an RE. And our
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, you just add the number 8.
All right. Well, thank you for being my guest today, Princess. I guess Ayana was probably busy
Yes,
uh,
she is down there working. We wanted to have a
performing,
student
so
come
it's
up.
all
She's
right.
down there performing. Yes.
Exactly. I just want to close with an announcement. There is a DC church in Northeast Washington, DC, seeking experienced Hammond organist, drummer, and singers. Call 202-722-4567 if you or someone you know are interested in working for the church in Northeast DC, especially a Hammond organist. That does it for our show this week. And we just want to encourage you once again to come out and see the play hosted by Children's Legacy Theater. I thank my guest, Princess, for being on today. Princess Best, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that does it for this week's show. Good day.
Thank you for listening to The Lyndia Grant Show. Think on these things with your host, Lyndia Grant.